Ukrainian sanctions have kicked in again against Russian refineries. On the night of October 16th, the Ukrainian Defense Forces hit a Russian oil refinery in Saratov. The General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine reported this. According to reports in the Russian media and statements by the aggressor country's Ministry of Defense, drones were used to attack the refinery. The Saratov oil refinery is one of the oldest oil refineries in Russia. It belongs to the Rosneft Corporation. As of 2024, the refinery processed approximately 5.8 million tons of oil, accounting for 2.2% of Russia's total refining volume. It specializes in the production of gasoline, diesel fuel, fuel oil, road and roofing bitumen, vacuum gas oil, and industrial sulfur. The company is involved in supplying fuel to the Russian army and is a key supplier of petroleum products to the European part of Russia. Ukrainian defense forces are consistently implementing a set of measures to destroy critical elements of the Russian military-industrial base to deprive it of the opportunity to continue its aggression, the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine stated. At night in Saratov, Russia, locals heard a large number of explosions. They also reported a possible drone attack on an oil refinery. The Supernova Telegram channel published a video from eyewitnesses with the sounds of drones and a possible fire at the refinery. In particular, the local airport in Saratov was restricted due to the threat of UAVs. Planes were not accepted or sent. In the morning, the Ministry of Defense of the aggressor country stated that their air defense allegedly shot down 12 drones over the Saratov region. It is noteworthy that the Ukrainian Defense Forces regularly attack the Saratov refinery. One of the strikes took place on the night of September 20th. A fire broke out on the refinery's premises. The massive fire at the Feodosia oil terminal, ignited by Ukrainian drone strikes, is still raging for the fourth consecutive day. Satellite images reveal that at least 6 large fuel tanks were completely destroyed in the latest attack, while another 3 to 4 appear severely damaged due to their proximity to the blaze. This marks the second successful Ukrainian strike on the same facility, bringing the total number of destroyed or damaged storage tanks to at least 17. The prolonged inferno underscores the growing effectiveness of Ukrainian long-range drone operations against critical Russian energy infrastructure in occupied Crimea. Large numbers of elderly Russian men are being attracted by fat recruitment bonuses to join the war in Ukraine for the financial benefit of their families. I've lived my life, we'll get an apartment for my son now, so what if I get killed? Asks one. The independent Russian media outlet Verstka reports that men over 50 from all over Russia are traveling to Moscow to join the army there, enticed by what have until recently been the highest military recruitment salaries in Russia. Ukraine's incursion in the Kursk region in August 2024 galvanized enlistment, according to staff at one Moscow recruitment office. They say that lines began forming at the office after the incursion, with 500 people a day queuing to sign up. Moscow's regional government says that new recruits will earn 5.2 million rubles, $66,200 in their first year. It's more money than most of them have ever had at any one time in their lives. Many are retirees who arrive with their families to see them off. A recruitment specialist admits that many of them are poor. But almost everyone cites patriotic feelings when asked about their motivation. Some mention debt. Of course, everyone is confident they'll survive, but they can't stop thinking about death altogether. And naturally, they're not prepared to die for 30,000 rubles. The vast majority have children, and they understand that they need to address their concerns. And when they decide to die for patriotic reasons, they know it provides certain guarantees for their children. The recruiter observes that it's great for the wives. She understands that, from the perspective of her children and their future, everything will be fine. And if you work at a furniture factory for $30,000 a month, what other options do you even have? According to the recruiter, most of the volunteers are motivated by the wish to afford a better standard of education than they themselves had. These men think a lot about their children's higher education, for example. The number of free places is decreasing every year, and they understand that they will never be able to pay for 3 children's education. The majority don't have a higher education. My guess is that 80% are from technical schools, 15% have a 9th-grade education, 5% have a higher education. Younger males sign up because they are motivated, as a social worker involved in recruitment says, by the fact that they're losers. For them, going through the war is one of the few goals in life that's realistically achievable. They say it like that. I'm 35, I'm a total loser. This is my last chance. You can completely screw up, get drunk, be lazy, lose your shit, have failed in your relationships, have no family, have been laying around for years playing computer games, and then they ask you, want to play another game? There's a non-zero chance it won't go well. But you'll also have money, a profession, status, respect, and the attention of society. And their eyes light up. Many see military service as the only way out of a life of low-paid drudgery. As Ivan, a fitter, says, salaries in Russia are low. You're educated, well-read, and you work, but you have no money. If I had a peacetime salary of 200,000 rubles, I wouldn't go to war. But we don't manage the money in this country. There are people who make decisions for us. It doesn't depend on us. Have I ever voted? A couple of times. The last time I voted for Putin. Women under 45 are also signing up in small but significant numbers, 15 to 20 per week. A social worker says, they're increasingly cheerful and positive. They're not burdened by the patriarchal pressure to achieve, be a man, and they're not disillusioned with their role. The women can serve not only as medics or cooks, but as snipers. Russian women have been seen and killed by the Ukrainians at the front line. Child care responsibilities don't seem to worry them. A mother of a 1-year-old and 3-year-old replies when asked about them, they're fine. They'll stay with their grandmother and father. Many people with criminal records are continuing to sign up, as well as those awaiting trial. The attraction for both groups is that military service will result in a pardon, opening up new opportunities for their children and family members. A former prisoner now working as a taxi driver explains, I want to make up for the mess I made with my brother. My brother died out of stupidity, and his grandson is like family to me. From the outside, I think maybe my grandson will be proud that his grandfather went to war and earned something. He's the only one I have. It will be better for him if I erase all this past. Others are signing up out of a sense of guilt or obligation, to pay for medical treatment or to pay off loans. One man says, I'm not here for the money. My wife is crying, but I think we have to go. It's not like young people are going to fight. I have to. So why am I just sitting there, an old man, while there are young people fighting who haven't even seen women yet? The man's son spent 7 months in Ukraine, returned home and hanged himself outside his home city, leaving behind a wife and 2 children. Well, I buried him, put up a monument, and now I'm going, says his father. Former Lieutenant Colonel Alexander says it's for the sake of my children. One is turning 4, and the eldest is 17. My wife scolded me at first, but then I prevailed. She realized it was for the children. I believe it was right that we started standing up for ourselves and for our children. That's the most important thing. The war will end with our victory. I believe we must take Odessa, and then we'll see if God is with us and helping us. The new recruits are formally hired by utility companies owned by the Moscow regional government to ensure that they receive additional regional payments of 50,000 on top of their regular military salary, plus a 2 million ruble bonus payment from Moscow. While the volunteers say what they know what they are getting into, in particular, being aware of the Army's very high casualties, they seem to be unaware of the terms of their contracts and the need to spend their salaries and bonuses on supplying themselves. Many of the would-be recruits interviewed by Verstka expressed shock at being told the contracts are indefinite. The recruitment form they are given speaks only of a 1-year contract, but in reality, they are automatically renewed under a Putin decree of September 2022. As soon as they sign the contract, the recruits are taken away to buses for transportation to their units and training camps. Many will receive only a few days perfunctory training before dying in Ukraine within a couple of weeks of being recruited. A significant factor in the number of casualties is likely to be that many of the recruits are simply unable to cope with the physical demands of the war. According to an airborne officer fighting near Kherson, over 50s make up nearly half of the existing Russian force. Calling the situation dismal, he says, "Right now, we're standing here mixed in with the mobilized, and 40% are over 50, and 3/4 of the new recruits are elderly. It's sad, but that's how it is."
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comments section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.